Greetings, YouTube. It is that time of the year. We do these videos about 4 times a year, and that is grading the best and worst 5-star dungeon crystals, which just came into the game in the last 24 hours, courtesy of the Dungeon Store. So I have to say, as a disclaimer off the top before we go into these, that the best way to grade these is to do something that's kind of ridiculous, and that's to just assume that you have none of the best champions of the particular crystal in order to grade it. Now, like I said, it's ridiculous. Obviously, if you're viewing this, you have at least, 15 5-star champions, and you probably have at least one or two, hopefully, God-tier 5-star champs. So, only you know what your account is and what you need or who you're hunting for. And so this is just supposed to be a general guide to talk to you about the best and worst value for your dungeon artifacts. And it is a pretty big grind to get to 27,000 dungeon artifacts. So this is not something that you want to take lightly in a decision. What I normally do is I talk about whether or not that champ is amazing or good or average or trash. And if the champion is average or trash, I'm not going to recommend going for them in the crystal. So there's 10 hand-picked champions in each crystal, and usually you want to go for the one that gives you a 40 to 50% chance to pull at least a good to amazing champion. If it's like 1 amazing and 9 terrible or average, it's going to be difficult unless you really, really want that champion, because of course you get a 10% drop rate on that champion. It's how I pulled Stark Spidey, and for a long time it was the only Stark Spidey that I pulled. So we're going to start with the 5-star Chaos Crystal and grade this thing. You've got 5-star Namor, who's amazing. Captain Marvel, which I'm guessing this is the original Captain Marvel, not the movie, but then again, maybe not, because it doesn't say Captain Marvel Classic by it, and so there's really no way to know. But, you know, it normally does say Daredevil Classic or Captain Marvel Classic. So I'm going to just say, let's say for the sake of argument, it's Captain Marvel movie. Namor and Captain Marvel are incredible champions. 2 of the best champions in the game. They're both amazing. Not just good, but amazing champions. And I think Namor, even after the quote-unquote rebalance, is still a very good champion. Crossbones is good. Hawkeye is good. Captain America, average. Wasp, good. Hulkbuster, trash. Howard the Suck, trash. Thor, Jane Foster, sorry, Pop Culture World, trash. And Iron Fist, trash. So, you have Namor, Captain Marvel, Crossbones, and Hawkeye, along with Wasp. So half the crystal is good to amazing. If you really, really want Namor or Captain Marvel, this crystal is for you. I'm going to give it a B+. I think if you have half the crystal, that's either good or very good. It deserves a high B, but I'm not going to give it an A because that's usually reserved for a crystal that has 3 amazing champions, and this one has 2. So, let's jump to the Nightmare Crystal. Symbiote Supreme, amazing. Archangel, amazing. Medusa, amazing. Thor, average. Killmonger, good. Agent Venom, good. Yellow Jacket, average. MODOK, average. Rocket Raccoon, average. Iron Patriot, average. Okay, so Symbiote Supreme, Archangel, and Medusa are a heck of a trio to start. And Killmonger is almost there. I might get some pushback for saying that he's not amazing, but I would not put Killmonger in the same tier as Symbiote Supreme, Archangel, or Medusa. I just wouldn't. This is, again, about a B+. I might rate this one a little lower than the other one, just because I think particularly Archangel and Medusa, you compare them to Namor and Captain Marvel movie, and I think to myself, you know, I don't think they have the ceiling of taking them up. I know very few people who have, especially Archangel at rank 565, whereas Namor and Captain Marvel movie are a no-brainer for rank 5. So let's give this an 85%. So we're going to give it a solid B, and the Chaos Crystal was a B+. Let's go to the Genesis. Maybe we have our first A. Ghost, amazing. Ghost Rider, amazing. Rogue, good. Cable, average. Carnage, good. Captain Marvel Classic, haha, see? We were right. It was Captain Marvel movie in the other one. Captain Marvel Classic is good. Taskmaster, for the sake of this video, even though I'm going to get a pushback on this, average. Thor Ragnarok, average. Invisible Woman, good. Spider-Man Classic, unless you're talking about defense or you don't have him awakened, I'm going to say he's average at best. So, Ghost and Ghost Rider are amazing. Carnage and Captain Marvel Classic and Invisible Woman are good. But if you don't need Ghost or Ghost Rider, I'm going to say this gets like a lower B. This gets like an 83. It's still a pretty decent crystal. You don't have quite the trash at the bottom as you do in some of the other ones. Like, Cable's still annoying to fight in Alliance War. I don't care who you are. Taskmaster, if you can use him, is really good. Spider-Man Classic Unawakened is fun to fight on offense. And then Invisible Woman and even Vegan Thor are a couple of the more underrated champions in the game, though still not amazing. So I'm going to give this a lower B, like an 83. So pretty much some spectrum of a B so far in these crystals. The Evolution Crystal, Captain America Infinity War, amazing. Iron Man Infinity War, good. Morningstar, good. Ebony Coldslaw, average. Bishop, trash. X-23, good. Black Bolt, average. Venom Pull, trash. Moon Knight, trash. Daredevil, and I'm guessing maybe since we haven't seen a classic Daredevil yet, we're just going to say this is Netflix Daredevil, right? Because it should say Daredevil Classic and 5-star doesn't exist, so we're just going to go with our gut on that one. This one I am not as impressed with as the other ones. Captain America Infinity War is great, especially Awakened. Iron Man Infinity War I feel like has taken a bit of a hit in the past year or so. He's still fine, but I think there are much better champions out there than him, especially on offense. And even defensively, people have kind of figured him out, especially if you have like a Hyperion or Corvus, Captain Marvel movie, etc. Morningstar is really good, but for the sake of this crystal, I'm not going to put her in the same tier as like a Magic or a Black Widow Clairvoyant even. I'm going to give this a C. I think this is a C crystal. It's like a 76. This is the worst one we've seen so far. It really only has one game-changing champion in Captain America Infinity War, and even him needs to be awakened to be as effective as he should be. So that crystal, unless you really, really need or want a Captain America Infinity War, you're just not going to want to go for that. All right, Aegon, awakened. Amazing. Thing, amazing. Nebula, good. Yondu, good. Mephisto, good. Loki, trash. Sorry, DTA. Nightcrawler, I'm going to say for the sake of this crystal, average. Cyclops New, Xavier School, sorry, Kabam Mike, trash. Satan herself, trash. Superior or inferior Iron Man, trash. All right, so Aegon and Thing are clearly the top two. You feel like Kabam almost knows this because they're starting to put all of the God tier champs, like the first couple names listed in this. Aegon is who I would have gone for in this crystal. I absolutely would have opened this had I not awakened my 6-star Aegon. Biggest first world problem ever. So I will be bypassing this. Thing, like Symbiote Supreme, does not need to be awakened. If you don't have Thing, you should strongly consider this. But outside of Aegon and Thing, you don't have a God tier champ. Now, you do have a couple of good champs in Nebula and Mephisto, and I probably would even throw Yondu in there. But I'm going to give this, kind of like the other one with 2 God tiers, I'm going to give it a middle B. Aegon and Thing certainly earn this a B, but you do have a Cyclops chance and a Kamala Khan chance and a Superior Iron Man chance and a Loki chance, and so that is very, very average at best at the bottom of this crystal. And then our last crystal is the Death Crystal. It's Cull Obsidian, who is really good, but after the rebalance, I don't know a lot of people who are still going to use him. In fact, some people told me they're very thankful to get the rank down tickets because they don't use him before the rebalance because he's such a kind of one-trick pony that has some obvious ramp-up issues. So we'll say, for the sake of argument, Cull Obsidian is a top-tier champ, though I still feel like he's taken a pretty big hit versus other people in his class like Corvus in Captain Marvel movie. Spider-Man Stealth Suit, I have people that tell me he's amazing. I still don't have him. We'll say amazing for the sake of argument. She-Hulk, amazing. Spider-Gwen, amazing. Doc Ock, good. Red Skull, average. Juggernaut, trash. Diablo, trash. Storm, awakened, is fine. Beast, trash. All right, so I got to be honest. I know sometimes people say I'm too negative or too critical. I don't think any of these crystals are an A value. We have seen crystals before in the dungeons, of the 5-star variety, I should say, that have 4 God tier champs out of 10. We don't have any this time. Now this one has a lot of middle tier champs. Reminds me of when I'd play Madden growing up, and I didn't have like any A plus players on my team, but I had like a B minus, B plus players, and I still did really well because it was pretty well rounded. I think Spider-Man Stealth Suit, She-Hulk, Cole Obsidian, and Spider-Gwen, along with Doc Ock, honestly, that's 5. Half the crystal is in that B to B plus range. Now, Red Skull, Juggernaut, Diablo, Storm, and Beast, I would put at the bottom of that. So I'm going to give this like another kind of low B, like a 82, 83. Again, if you really want Cole or you really want Spider-Man Stealth Suit or you need She-Hulk or Spider-Gwen to clear some content and have that utility, I totally get why you go for this. But I wish that you could take out like a Diablo and put in a Warlock, right? That would make this crystal at least a B+, if not a chance for an A. But Kabam knows what they're doing. They have certain tiers that they have their champs in as well. You better believe that's true. So we just, you get what you get. So overall, I think these crystals definitely have some potential, but I am not going to be going for them. I'm going to be continuing to hunt for the missing parts, and I'm also going to, most importantly, save 5,000 dungeon artifacts per dungeon crystal and purchase eventually in the next round of dungeons. I'm 20,670 artifacts in. The 5-star basic crystal, which gives me a chance for Warlock, and I would still recommend, if there's no crystal that you're absolutely in love with in this, to just use your dungeon artifacts on the 5-star basic hero crystal and also save an additional 5,000 artifacts per purchase. Have a great day, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and for those of you who need the 4 stars graded, I'll probably get to that this week. I've just got to figure out when I'm going to hammer out the time to do that.